Hello and welcome to week 2 of Schizophrenic Synopsis. So I think that's the name that myself and my buddy Rob are going for. So our week 2 theme, this time we are going for zombies. We're kind of looking at kind of the craziest, most goriest films out there, zombie flicks. So Rob went the idea of New Zealand, and I went Norway with Dead Snow. A general overrun of this film, a couple of notes I've just taken on this one. So this is a 2009 film and it's Tommy Wirkola, which is a terrible pronunciation of the name. But we're following a group of people. Group of friends, they're all medical students, and they're going to I was going to say summer cottage. This is not sure 100% where in Norway. I'd say it's quite far up because this is set in, actually they mentioned the time as Easter, and it's a lot of heavy snow. So it's a holiday cottage, winter, for the winter time and everything. But they're up there, the friends, and they come across this strange local who comes in for coffee and a smoke and a beer. Basically invites himself in, and he explains, excuse me, the background of the place where they are. So it's not as safe as it would appear because there's like folklore of basically evilness. There was during the Second World War, is Nazi occupied, and the Nazis in this particular place were complete bastards, and they would torture people, rape, pillage, take what they want, and they would just get in worse and worse and worse, and eventually there was a revolt by the townspeople of about 3,000, or however many people there were. They kind of revolted, so they chased the Nazis, who kind of found out that this was going to happen. They rampaged through the village, killing people, well, stealing from them, and if they weren't given what they wanted, they would kill them, and they're basically chased into the hills during freezing temperatures, and were thought to have perished. So that's what the story is. And we know with this sort of thing, they come back as zombie Nazis. And that's the film. This group of friends trying to escape and get the hell out of there and get back to their car and escape. And that's our film. And what I'm going to do is focus on a few of my favourite kills, because this is what we're doing. So Rob did the same. The favourite films from Brain Dead, as I know it, or Dead Alive as he would know it, being in the US. And I am focusing on the Dead Snow. So one of the first ones we have, like, it's the first zombie attack, and this guy, horror movie fan, and he's like Erland, I think his name is, and he's like, it's zombies, it's going to be zombies. It's a horror movie freak. He's actually name dropping a few films throughout. And anyway, he's the usual stuff. Stood by the window, the zombie bursts through and grabs him. You get some good eye gouge and tear his head open. Great practical effects, actually. And pow, we are welcome to the bloody world of zombie snow, and the Eins, zwei, drei. I love that tagline, and that's what to expect. And it just goes crazy from there. We have another guy called what's it, Vegard, who is actually, he went looking, he was out, he has a snowmobile, and he was out elsewhere kind of looking for his girlfriend, and he comes across this kind of cave, and it's where the zombies are dwelling, and he gets basically in some beef with some zombies. One thing leads to another, and he jumps off the edge of a cliff, or is knocked off the edge of a cliff by one zombie whilst holding another zombie's intestines, and he's like diving down and hanging off there, and he's been bitten by this zombie, and it's really cool. Like I said, just cool practical effects, and it's just funny to watch. It's like how all this is done. It's kind of try and deadpan how they're doing it, so they're being serious, but they know it's not a serious film. But it's a lot of fun. And then we go to who we got, Martin and Roy. So all the kills I was focusing on the really fun ones. It's all the male characters. The female characters, their deaths are just not as fun. I just wanted to focus on more the fun ones. And yeah, so these guys, they're trying to defend the cabin and end up burning the place down. So then they run out to the tool shed, and it's very Evil Dead 2 how it's set up. So they're tooling up with like hammers and pickaxes and like chainsaws and stuff like that. And then they kind of get out there and go for the zombie carnage. And this is like full daytime, white snow everywhere, red blood spraying and covered in guts and gore. And it's just hilarious stuff watching all this happen. There's what I've got noted down as weapons. We have snowplow that smacks into one zombie, and then the same one, he puts it onto the zombie's head. He's like, it's just chewing blood up everywhere, which reminded me of the Brain Dead or Dead Alive with the lawnmower. And actually, in the start of the film, our guy, was it Erland, who had his head torn open, he was wearing a Brain Dead t-shirt, which I thought was pretty cool. I kind of like that one. That was awesome. A nice little nod and tie into our two films. Yes, we have snowplow, we have axe, there's hammers, there's a big machine gun, there's chainsaws, there's knives. There's just zombie carnage and just hilariousness. And Vegard unfortunately gets stabbed and unceremoniously torn apart by like 4 zombies, all holding like his arms and legs and his heads, and just quality stuff. It looks great. And then, oh, this isn't even a death, but oh, this had me howling. So it was Martin, I think it was. So it's Martin and Roy. They're kind of the last two, and Martin kind of gets bitten, and he's like remembering what Erland said to him. It's like, oh, they're zombies, so if you get bitten, you're infected. So Roy is just like watching. It's like, what do you mean? He's covered in blood spatter at this point. It's like, Martin, what are you doing? Martin's like crazed face, also covered in blood. He's like, chainsaw, I'm a medical student, I know what I'm doing, I can do this. Proceeds to cut his arm off and then cauterize the wound with some flame, and this whole time Roy is just like just watching it, and it's like so funny. And he's like, I've done it, I'm safe, I'm fine, Martin says. And at that moment the zombie bursts out the ground and just bites him on the dick. It's just so funny because he's like, ah, but then he's like looking, and he's looking at the chainsaw, and Roy's like, oh, please no, don't do it. And I'm not going to tell you if he does it or not. You have to watch the film. And I think those are the bits that I think that's enough for this review. It's a lot of carnage and gore, and a lot of practical effects. There is like CGI bits and pieces, but it's kind of like added on top. It's like the things you get with it. It's a little added CGI, kind of blood and stuff, but the main parts of it are practical effects. And it's just really fun film. It's like no airs and graces about what it is. It knows it's a comedy, but doesn't make it goofy slapstick comedy. It's like we're just gonna have a lot of fun with this and do as much carnage as we can. So that's my half of our review for this week. Brain Dead, Dead Alive, to Dead Snow. So you guys like take a look at our 2 reviews and kind of see how they're balanced together, and see what you think of them both. And that's the review for this week, and we'll get back to you next week with our cannibal flicks. I'll speak to you about those a little bit later. Thank you very much, and hopefully see you all next week. Bye bye.